Sometimes, TF2 can be super one-sided. Regardless of map balance, one team can have all the good players, which makes it a miserable experience. So how could this be fixed? I don't know, but I made a plugin to spawn 50 sentry busters if one team is doing too well. This is how it went. You may think that a sentry buster sucks. They take time to explode, giving you plenty of time to casually walk away from them. What's the big deal? The problem is chaos. They run faster than a scout. Scout runs at 400 hammer units per second, while the buster goes at 440. That, plus all the busters, spawn at once, and it becomes legitimately difficult to avoid them. This is Gold Rush. With how fast they move, you have no time to react and get away. Their spawns are announced. But how do you predict which path they take, and how do you know when to expect them? Even when you see them coming from a mile away, you can't tell which buster is after you, which really limits the window to react. Sometimes they clip into you, making you completely stuck, unable to move with no chance of escape. Oh yeah, they can take friendly teleporters. And go in your spawn. You can camp somewhere they can't access, but you'll be stuck there forever. Did you really beat the busters if you're useless now? But okay, let's say you have some master plan to escape them. There's a bigger problem. You have teammates. Even if it's not the guy that they were originally after, busters will damage anyone in the same team as their target. Dodging your buster is hard but doable, but to also be aware and dodge busters that are after your teammates, that's a whole other can of worms. Here, I jump away from a buster into another buster. So these are the factors that culminate into the random chaos that makes the explosions a genuine threat. But that's actually not even the biggest problem. What's even more important is what happens after the explosion. The busters exploding usually take out 2 to 3 people, but what takes out the whole team and single-handedly win games is the smoke afterwards. A good example of this is this push into Dust Bowl last. The smoke is incredibly suffocating. It is impossible to see anything, which hands Blue the win on a silver platter. Here I am super prepared for the busters to come in, and still, I can't stop Blue. Barn Blitz last. Can't defend what you can't see. Sentries become super unfair. So yeah, busters are a possible balance mechanic. We played 36 rounds and red never won. 88% of the time, a blue sentry buster wave was summoned. Red team would lose soon after. Of this 88%, 84% of the time, red will lose within a minute of a buster wave, and lose within 30 seconds 53% of the time. In total, sentry busters were summoned to help blue 39 times, and they only failed to secure a win 5 times, which is a 12% failure rate, which could be argued to be even lower. 2 of the fails were on Thunder Mountain, where they basically did do their job. One occurred when the cart still had a long way to go. And in the other case, red barely held on. The other fails were on notorious maps. Arm Blitz last. Mercenary Park last. And Egypt, which seems to be more down to unlucky timing, since a majority of blue team was waiting to respawn, and only a medic and pyro were around to take advantage of the opportunity. So overall, busters changed how people played. Bad maps became more fun to play. It wasn't fair and it wasn't balanced, but at least the busters were a fun mechanic. I forgot to make the plugin reset between rounds, so it would end up taking revenge on blue when setup ended if the previous cap was too quick. This never made a difference, but on Barn Blitz, when teams swapped, the new blue team got punished for the crimes of the previous blue team. They essentially got extra salt in the wound for not defending their last good enough as red. This plugin is absolutely not meant for the group keep, so we tried it. The plugin is set to send waves if blue team hasn't capped the Nukes point when half their time is gone, and at exactly 1 minute left. But blue gets punished if they cap the Nukes point in less than 75% of the time they're allotted. So the group keep. This made the plugin constantly send busters. It was chaos, but they eventually won. Oh, also there was a time the red busters couldn't stop blue. I only realized this afterwards, but what's interesting is that the busters are like a more intimidating, physical manifestation of the Left 4 Dead director, which tries to dynamically adjust the game according to how well you were doing to keep the game fun.
Oh my god, Buster